Temperatures in the 30s. Your full forecast is coming up. Beth and Peter.
Alrighty, Jeff, thanks so much. We'll be waiting for some more details in just a little bit. In the meantime, a tent inside Bangor's homeless encampment ignited Tuesday afternoon.
Bangor Fire responded to the area, commonly known as Tent City, to put out the flames. Bangor Police and the Maine Forest Service were also called in to investigate the scene. The cause of the fire has not yet been determined. We did speak to the owner of the tent, who described the moment that incident occurred.
I was sleeping and my boy came in earlier, there's a camper right over here, and woke me up and says, "There's a fire, you guys need to get out. Your house burned down, most, you need to get out and you make sure the campers aren't catching on fire too."
A member of Bangor's community outreach program came to the scene to make sure that Targan was all set. He also tells us there was nothing salvageable from that fire.
Well, a group of brave citizens helped rescue a man from a burning home in Prospect today. Prospect Fire Chief David Terry says some people noticed flames coming from the home at 1355 Acadia Highway before fire crews arrived on scene. He says they were able to pull the wheelchair-bound man from the home and attended to him until crews arrived. Chief Terry says the fire was put out quickly thanks to mutual aid from nearby departments.
We got the fire knocked down in the first couple of minutes thanks to Stockton Springs Fire. They were here first on scene and got some lines in there and got the fire knocked down.
Chief Terry says the house sustained extensive damage and is uninhabitable at this time. The victim suffered some burns and has been transported to Waldo County General Hospital. The state fire marshal's office is investigating what caused that fire.
The Washington County Grand Jury has indicted a Pleasant Point man charged with shooting another man twice. Abba Lewis Dana was arrested in December after a man suffering from 2 gunshot wounds walked into the Pleasant Point Police Department. He was taken to the Calais Community Hospital for treatment of his non-life-threatening injuries. Dana's lawyer alleges he acted in self-defense, and the shooting was part of an altercation that took place days before. Dana was indicted for elevated aggravated assault, and possession of a firearm by a prohibited person.
An Augusta man has been sentenced to 16 months behind bars for assaulting a federal officer at the Edmund S. Muskie building. 41-year-old Derek White pleaded guilty in September of last year. According to court records, in April 2022, White entered the building in Augusta and approached a security screening station. Records indicate he pressed a security officer against a wall and put a knife to his throat. A second officer drew his weapon and ordered White to drop the knife. And when White refused to do so, the officer fired a single shot, which hit White. He was taken to the hospital and subsequently charged.
A Bangor woman pleaded guilty to conspiracy to distribute and possession with the intent to distribute methamphetamine and fentanyl. According to court records, 52-year-old Carol Gordon and others trafficked meth and fentanyl in Penobscot and Aroostook counties between January of 2018 and December 2021. Gordon allowed other members to deal drugs from her residence and served as a go-between for many of those transactions. She faces up to 20 years in prison.
The Waldo County Sheriff's Office has released additional information after a 10-year-old was caught on school premises with a gun last week. On March 10th, officers responded to Monroe Elementary School after receiving reports that a student was in possession of a .22 caliber handgun on school grounds. There were no injuries. However, the student was placed under arrest and taken to the Waldo County Sheriff's Office. A Monroe Elementary employee confirmed RSU-3 held a school board meeting to discuss the matter, and RSU-3 plans to follow existing weapons, violence, and school safety policies. After further investigation, the Waldo County Sheriff's Office reports that the firearm was in fact not loaded. The 10-year-old student has been charged with aggravated reckless conduct, criminal terrorizing, criminal threatening, and threatening display of or carrying a concealed weapon. The student has been released to their parents' custody and will be in court March 18th.
State officials, meanwhile, looking to provide funding to Penobscot County Police, are facing some strong opposition. Our David Ledford has details.
Maine State Police officials are hoping to stop 2 bills aimed at providing funding for new patrol positions in Penobscot County. Both bills, LD 799 and LD 756, would provide funding to the Penobscot County Sheriff's Office to cover rural areas. LD 799, sponsored by State Representative Joe Perry, calls for the state to give the Sheriff's Office $1.2 million in funding for 6 new positions.
Rural Maine definitely needs police coverage, be it the state police or the county sheriff. So this is just to ensure that people of rural Maine have adequate coverage when there's an emergency. That's not a long wait.
Maine State Police Lieutenant Colonel Brian Scott told members of the 131st Maine Legislature in a written testimony why his agency opposes the bills. Although we agree that law enforcement resources are stretched very thin throughout the state of Maine, we strongly disagree that this is the way to resolve the issue. Generally speaking, county funding is for county operations and state funding is for state operations. Their funding request directly impacts the state police, since it competes for the funding our agency receives to run its operations. However, Representative Perry says the state has a more diverse revenue source, while the Penobscot County Sheriff's Office is funded solely by property tax dollars. Dale Lancaster, sheriff of the Somerset County Police Department and president of the Maine Sheriff's Association, says that staffing shortages have become an issue across the state.
What we do know is that there is a need for more patrol deputies to fill the calls that we receive. Not all counties are in need of additional deputies, but many counties are.
Both bills are currently in committee awaiting consideration. In Bangor, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, the public comment period is now open so folks can weigh in on the wording of the right to repair ballot question. The citizen initiative would allow car owners and independent repair shops access to vehicle diagnostic system data so they can have work done on their cars by the mechanic of their choice. The Secretary of State will be accepting comments until April 13th. You can email public comments to publiccomment.sos@maine.gov. Use the subject line, public comment, right to repair. You can see that information right there on your screen. And of course, we'll have it on our website as well. So some things to keep an eye on this coming fall.
Absolutely. Definitely a contentious issue there.
For sure.
All right. Well, coming up on ABC 7 News at 6, we'll tell you about a proposed solar farm in the town of Orrington.
And the Natural Resources Council of Maine claims the Milford Dam is in violation of federal law, a claim the company disputes. We'll have all the details coming right up.
Gambling took so much away from me. I lost money, friends, so much loss I knew I could never get it all back. But thanks to recovery, I did get back the things that matter most.
And remember, no line safe to touch, ever.
For years I've warned you that no power lines were safe to touch ever. But the politicians behind Pine Tree Power weren't listening. They want a government takeover of our power grid. And with a cost of $13.5 billion, we're going to be on the hook for that. It could mean higher taxes or cuts to critical services we use every day. Pine Tree Power is a risk Mainers can't afford, ever.
Hey, Maine. How are you? Yes, you. How are you really? It's a question we rarely ask ourselves. But to Northern Light Health, how you are means a lot. So we're out here asking and encouraging you to ask the people in your life, starting with yourself. So ask away. Then connect with us at northernlighthealth.org/howareyu.
Before and bath fitter. Before and bath fitter. If you have a before bath, now's the time to call Bath Fitter to get a beautiful after. With our unique tub over tub process, there's no mess or stress. Spend smart on a beautiful new bath done right, backed by a lifetime warranty. Join over 2 million happy customers who know it just fits. Bath Fitter. Visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back. A solar farm could be coming to the town of Orrington. On March 16th, the town will conduct a meeting to further discuss a proposed industrial solar energy system that aims to set up shop in Orrington. The company previously proposed a project, but the town established a moratorium back in 2021 when the town's planning board developed a solar ordinance for oversight purposes. In June 2022, the town adopted the ordinance. Now the company is back with a revised proposal.
The meeting is designed for the planning board to review all aspects of the solar ordinance in that did the plan development meet all of the items in the ordinance. The public is invited to attend and participate and give their opinion.
And businesses within 1,000 feet of the proposed solar farm site have been notified by mail about this week's informational meeting.
Well, according to the Natural Resources Council of Maine, a recent report from the Maine Department of Marine Resources has found that the Milford Dam is in violation of federal environmental law. However, Brookfield Renewable, who owns that dam, is pushing back, saying they are in compliance. Emma Smith has the details.
According to recent documents obtained through the state's Freedom of Access Act, the Milford Dam is delaying about 80% of Atlantic salmon that are trying to get upstream. And according to local scientists, this is in violation of the Endangered Species Act.
The delays use up so much energy reserves of these salmon that after spawning, they don't have any energy left to get back to the ocean. They're much more likely to die.
But in a statement we received from a spokesperson for Brookfield, they say that, quote, Brookfield Renewable U.S. has diligently implemented the requirements of the Penobscot River Restoration Project settlement, including the installation of a fish lift at the Milford Dam. The Milford fish lift collectively passes over 95% of salmon, and Brookfield continues to work diligently with the relevant regulatory agencies on measures to improve passage delay performance, unquote. But it appears that this data does not align with the standards of some local scientists.
80% of the fish are failing to pass within the required time frame. This is a requirement of Brookfield's federal license.
And it's also challenging to expect a fish to swim into a 8-foot or 10-foot wide concrete trough that is filled with noise and commotion and vibration from the ongoing hydro generation. So what you'd want to have is a free swim passage, a bypass channel, alternate fishways set out away from the building. The company is in a position where they are not really doing anything at all that I have seen. Gathering information is what I've told, because they're not being forced to.
We hope to see that as a result of this publicity, that Brookfield and the federal government will get their act together and make some changes at this dam. And if they don't make changes and make them soon, then we have to consider litigation.
A lawsuit such as this would not be the first of its kind for Brookfield and local environmentalist groups. In Milford, I'm Emma Smith for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
And still to come on ABC7 News at 6, John Bapst is doing what they can to keep 4 students from Ukraine here in Maine. We'll have details.
And in sports, hear from Cooper and Ace Flag as they reflect on their time at Montford Academy so far. That story right after the break.
Did you know that an alpaca item is the most wish-listed gift idea? Stop searching for that perfect gift and start shopping for it at the Blue Alpaca in Belfast. It doesn't matter who's on your gift list, the Blue Alpaca has something for everyone with an incredible selection of alpaca socks, hats, sweaters, even stuffed animals, and more. Shop in-store or online and take advantage of their free nationwide shipping. Too much to choose from? Don't worry, the Blue Alpaca also offers gift cards. The Blue Alpaca, feel the difference.
Making the time to be together. Supporting local business.
Starting a college savings plan. Expanding our brewery.
Buying our first home. Giving back any way we can.
With big offerings and local bank support, we can help in more ways that really matter.
Almost 1/3 of investment fraud victims are over 60. If someone offers you an investment, ask them these questions first. Are you licensed with the Maine Office of Securities? Are the securities registered? What are all of the risks and fees? How and when will I get my money back? Check before you invest. Contact the Maine Office of Securities. If we don't know, we can't help. And get the Smart Investors Checklist at investors.maine.gov.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
I really enjoy helping people and watching them grow. I joined Sweetser over 10 years ago as an independent affiliate and have helped countless clients reach their goals. Sweetser provides me an opportunity to help my clients without all the headaches like billing and referrals, things related to actually running a private practice. They take the administrative stress away so I can carry out my true passion. If you are a licensed social worker or therapist, Sweetser's affiliate network is for you.
Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Ansley Moore, a realtor since 2013, working throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Let's start on the hardwood. This past weekend, two stars of the Nokomis basketball community made their way back to Maine. 1 year after winning the first boys gold ball in Nokomis hoops history, Cooper and Ace Flag returned home for the weekend to celebrate the banner raising of their team and other Warrior state title teams. After taking the Maine basketball world by storm their freshman year and tearing it up with Maine United on the AAU and Nike EYBL circuit, the Flags took their talents to Montverde Academy, and they say playing with and against some of the best high school talent in the country has been huge.
Yeah, it's just been like a whole nother level of competition and being able to play with the best players like there is in high school right now. So just getting so much better and just competing every day down there is great.
It's like the level of people, or at least like just that we're practicing against and playing against every day. And it's like just those type of people that you're playing against every day and going to high level D1 colleges like Duke, Oregon, and Kansas. Just things like that that's just pushing us every day.
Now, the Flags have been supported through and through by the state of Maine and the community in Newport. We saw that last summer during Cooper's Gold Medal Parade and last winter following the team on their state championship run. And the boys were quick to thank those in their circle after seeing that same support despite being gone for almost a year.
I just want to give a shout out to everybody that's ever supported me and just everyone that's ever cheered me on or just pretty much has been there for me. So I know there's so many special people in my life that I know that have just been looking over me and looking out for me. So I just think just to give a good shout out to them.
All right, we'll catch up with them on the AAU season this summer. Let's stay with high school sports now. Despite the nor'easter this week, we are only months away from summer, and that means the Maine Shrine Lobster Bowl preparations are underway. Let's take a look at the East roster. The game is going to be played Saturday, July 16th at Don Roof Field in Lewiston. Gates open at 1. Kickoff is at 4. For Skowhegan, Quincy McCrae, Kyle LePage, and Hunter McEwen are on the list. Caden Crocker and DJ Shield from Foxcroft, Madden White and Grady Hartsgrove from Nokomis, Gary Glidden and Jacob Dow from Herman. Bangor's Austin Lorenzo, Lawrence's Parker Higgins, and Winslow's Jared Newgard are on the list as well. Moving on, Brewers' Cam Hughes is there. Old Town's Jordan Kraft, Orono's Caden Brown, Evan Trajano from Bucksport, Bryce Crowell from Messalonsky, Bryce Connor from Dexter, Isaac Hayner from Mattanocook, and the last four, Jack Sullivan from Ellsworth, Braden Fitz from MCI, Nolan Mitchell from John Babst, and Aiden Sanders from Stearns. Good luck to all of those athletes at the Senior All-Star game that they play. Staying with football now, day 2 of the legal tampering period in the NFL was on Tuesday, and a little more noise out of Foxborough. The big news, Jacoby Myers is gone. The Raiders offered 3 years for $33 million, and that reportedly was more than New England wanted to pay to keep him around. Myers statistically has been the Pats' best pass catcher over the last few years. Since making the roster as an undrafted free agent in 2019, he has 235 catches for almost 3,000 yards and 8 scores. That's the most career yards and receptions for an undrafted free agent in Pat's history. He now joins Josh McDaniels and Jimmy Garoppolo in Vegas. And for other moves, New England also signed Broncos offensive lineman Calvin Anderson to a 2-year deal that's adding some depth on the offensive line there. All right, looking forward to see how the roster shapes up when we're all done with this. That's all the time we have for sports. Here's Jeff Weller with your full 5-day forecast. Jeff?
Hey, Tyler, thank you. The full weather is brought to you by the Blue Alpaca Ranch and Store. Visit our ranch and meet the alpacas or shop in our store in downtown Belfast. And okay, so for us, yeah, what a day, right? Lots of snow out there. Also, lots of wind across the region that will continue tonight into tomorrow. Here are the advisories, and here is a winter storm warning and a winter weather advisory, all of which are for snow and wind tonight. Travel conditions going downhill pretty quickly across the area now, with some very intense snowfall rates across our region that will linger into tomorrow morning. Here's a bigger picture, right? So lots of wind, lots of snow. Darker blue features in here are heavy to moderate snowfall. Notice the banding features, right? This thing is doing what it's supposed to do with that wind and energy out there currently. That will bring us some more snow showers overnight tonight into tomorrow. Let's walk it through. So here we are tomorrow morning or so, 8 o'clock, and still bands of snow across the area. Less intense bands, but still bands of snow across the area tomorrow morning. And that will gradually begin to wind down tomorrow evening. And by Thursday morning, it's kind of pulling out of here, right? And we could see some sunshine finally by Thursday afternoon. Not a lot, just a little. And then a nice weekend day on Friday, followed by some more probably wet weather getting in here over the weekend. Okay, so going forward snowfall-wise, looks something like this. Another widespread, probably 2 to 4 inches of snowfall tonight. Maybe another 1 or 2 throughout the day tomorrow. So you get the idea. The heavy, wet snow is adding up across our region right now. There'll be pockets in here, though, of much heavier snow than that. So a couple of you, when it's all said and done, could be shoveling 8, 9, 10 inches of snow early parts of Thursday. Okay, so going forward wind-wise, here's the sustained winds out there now out of the north, around 24 here in Bangor, 28 Bar Harbor. These are going to pick up tonight as the low pressure increases across our region. So look for some wind gusts near 45 to 50 miles per hour. With the snow weight in the trees, that's not a good combination for power. That could be an issue across our area tonight. So what to expect going forward? So our storm is diminishing in intensity and coverage later on tonight. We still have the snow and wind. Some rain actually in the forecast for us for tomorrow. A light drizzle in there with the snowflakes. And the winds could gust near 40 to 50 miles per hour tonight with that blowing and drifting snow, of course. And a nighttime freeze with temperatures back below freezing tomorrow night. Anything wet or slushy is going to refreeze again and make for slippery spots. All right, so temperatures today, we did hit 38 earlier. It's been falling ever since. So overall, we'll have temperatures below freezing tonight or right at freezing tonight, keeping it all snow across our area. Speaking of temperatures, though, the results came in from the month of February. February came back as the 4th warmest February on record globally. That's land and ocean temperatures. So on this map, red's above average and blue is below. February is a pretty warm month across the world. Our forecast, though, going forward, though. So snow and blowing snow out there tonight. Low temperatures down near 30 for tomorrow. Still some rain and a few snow showers out there. Highs back up near 37 with a really gusty north wind tomorrow. And then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast shows a nice day for Thursday, followed by our next weather system getting in here later Friday into Saturday with the rain-snow mix with temperatures in the 40s. Beth and Peter?
All right. Well, a lot going on out there. You know, just taking a look out the window, you can tell it is a very active system. So just another opportunity to remind, everyone and ourselves to be extremely careful.
Extra cautious. Yeah. Extra patient on the road. Just get there when you get there. It's all good today.
Yep. Take your time.
All righty. Well, there's still more to come after the break. Stay with us.
Leona May's Antique and Gift Shop is now open in Newport. Our unique building is a converted 1800s single-family home that we've given a new life to. A home for treasures, from antiques, collectibles, unique gifts, and so much more. Come make the rounds throughout the many rooms on all 3 floors as you wander back in time or find a unique gift that's perfect for that special someone or that hard to buy for a relative. So come visit us today. Leona Mays Antique and Gift Shop, 147 Main Street, Newport.
There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the Hyundai you've always wanted. With America's best warranty and up to 3 years complimentary maintenance. It's your journey. Own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Now's the time to get in and get away. Lease an Elantra for $219 a month, including $1,250 lease bonus cash. See your Bangor Hyundai dealer.
I got hurt in a car accident and I've got some questions. Can I talk to a lawyer for free?
I answer car accident questions like these every day. Call the twos. We win for you.
If you're hurt in an accident, what do you do? Call 222-2222.
Honey, where's the countertop?
I sent it out to the granite shop this morning to be replaced.
Wow. The quickest turnaround in the business, the Granite Shop in Sedgwick.
Come see us at R&K Variety in Hamden. R&K Variety is more than just a convenience store. With delicious homemade food made fresh daily, we offer hearty meals that don't break the bank. Whether it be our delicious chicken pot pie, our famous lasagna, or one of our savory soups, you can't go wrong at R&K Variety. Looking for a drink after work? R&K Variety is an agency liquor store with an impressive selection. R&K Variety, more than just a convenience store. We're your neighbor, chef, barista, and friend. Stop by today.
Tonight, preventing a bank crisis. And what about your money?
Your deposits are safe.
Plus, tracking a powerful nor'easter as the West gets slammed with more snow and rain. More Americans turn to the most watched program on television. World News Tonight with David.
A group of 4 Ukrainian students fled to the United States in hope for a better opportunity. Our Matthew Jurancic talked to the recipients about their journey.
Denis Romishin was born and raised in Ukraine. He was living in Kyiv when Russia invaded his home country on February 24, 2022.
A week before the war, I had a feeling that something was off, and I had the same feeling a week before war started when I was 8 years old. And the night before the war, couldn't sleep until like 4 in the morning. 2 hours passed and started blowing up.
Romishin was one of 4 Ukrainian teenagers who sought asylum in Bangor, leaving their lives behind for a better opportunity. The others were Alexander Shevchenko, Alexander Smetana, and Masha Gidlianova. Their lives were changed forever when John Baptist head of school David Armistead volunteered to house them at the school last year.
This was a thing we could do to help 4 students in a time of great crisis in their countries.
Each student was awarded a scholarship to continue their education at John Baptist, and the Ukrainians are taking advantage of this opportunity.
I'm just grateful for the support and help. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to study in America and just get the normal education.
Each teenager shared their aspirations upon graduating. Shevchenko plans to get a degree in psychology. Romishin said he wants to play football at the college level. The teenagers thank Armistead for making these visions possible.
That is really my dream come true because I always dreamt about getting into university in US and then finding some job maybe in Ukraine and helping to rebuild the Ukraine after the war. I'm touched with all the support that John Baptist gave me.
In Bangor, Matthew Jurancic reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
It's just so hard to believe that the conflict over there remains ongoing after more than a year, and you just, all you can really do is send them your thoughts, your prayers, provide whatever support you have the power to provide.
Yeah.
And it's at least good to see that those 4 students are safe and having their needs met.
And inspirational for them to be, setting out on this journey. Mm-hmm. And I can only imagine the position they're in, but I'm really glad to see they're all making the most of it.
Right, and of course, Maine people are known for just lifting each other up.
Yeah.
So hopefully they'll receive that same kind of vibe and support from the community.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, well that is going to do it for us, folks. From everybody here at ABC7, take care and have a great rest of your night. Stay safe in the storm.
Good night, everyone.